a coincidence or intentional that all the black characters are always immediately voted off of a show? Let's get into it. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Sophiejo Show. It's the Sophiejo, the Sophiejo, the Sophiejo Show. Yeah. Well, y'all, we are back for, I believe this is episode 8. We got some good things we're going to talk about in today's episode. The ending of an era, talking about daytime talk shows coming to an end. We're going to be talking about Traitors, rules and regulations and common sense when it comes to attending people's birthdays and everything else in between. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, over the weekend, I had a birthday party, my first ever birthday party as an adult. I put so much time, effort, and just time and effort into throwing this birthday party that I really wanted to go off without a hinge. I will say this, first off, show up for your people. When there are people who you genuinely care about, love, like, whatever, I think it's important for you to show up for them in important times, especially if that person is always showing up for you. And if you can't make it, simply say so. RSVP. Why don't black people RSVP? You guys, I don't want to get into too much detail, but I just think, we as a people, not even just black people, people in general, when special moments comes in people's lives and that person has thought of you to celebrate that moment with them, it's the most logical thing to do if you care about them how you say you do, to show up for them. When people are throwing a party, they are spending money, their time, their effort, their thoughts to not only celebrate themselves, but of course to show a good time for you. People buy alcohol, buying food to accommodate a certain amount of people. And then when a good amount of people don't show up, I could have saved that money. And aside, it's not just about the money. It's like, I would have done something smaller. I'm just saying in general, have to be more considerate. Also, I wanted to pose another question. Okay. Big debate me and my friends are having. When you attend someone's birthday party, off rip, I'm bringing a gift or a card, gift card. I'm bringing something. But also, some people are saying, what if they feel as though their presence is a present? And, when I heard that, I thought, you know what? I like that too, because I was quite disappointed in a few people who didn't attend my birthday party. So it made me appreciate the people who came even more. Some of the people did not bring a gift. I'm not having a party for gifts, but I just feel like it's so uncouth to not give someone it doesn't have to be a gift. It could be literally a card saying happy birthday, wishing you well. Something, who raised y'all? It's just so unclassy to arrive empty-handed. Or, like I said, a card, cash up, whatever. Me personally, I would never go to someone's event of celebratory moment and have nothing for them. That's just me. But also, it did make me appreciate and realize the presence is a present. Because sometimes you can bring the vibes, and that's all we need is the person with the right vibes. So I wanted to touch on that. Y'all let me know in the comments. Is it weird? Is it rude? Is it ghetto? Is it uncouth like to attend someone's celebration empty-handed? Or is their presence a present? Okay, I want to get into just reality TV in general, and Traitors and all that good stuff. But of course, me being who I am, I have to bring another layer of blackness into it. So we all know, unfortunately, Candace from Traitors and Real Housewives of Potomac was voted home. Some of it was Candace's fault. I can't lie. Some of it was. But aside from Candace, I just think it's so interesting how on these shows, they get, like this season in particular of Traitors, immediately all the black people were voted home. Why? Let's do a deep dive. And there's been a conversation going around on TikTok that it's because unconsciously, black people are always seen as the villain, the traitor. We're immediately seen as the threat. And so whether it's consciously or unconsciously, people are always going to send black people home first. Even on Traitors UK Celebrity Edition, they got rid of the black people. I think there was one left in the end. She barely made it by the skin of her teeth. Because even though we are innocent, we are immediately looked at as the target and the threat. Get the black folks out the building. And then they look at somebody like Rob White, who is a traitor. That sweet boy could never bring any harm. Are we serious? I don't want to get on my Malcolm X, but let's not forget about the history of white people. And he's from Alabama. I'm not saying Rob is racist, but I'm just saying that lady saying that sweet innocent boy, he could never. Innocent boy? That just is a reflection of how America, the world probably is when it comes to black and white dynamics. The white savior and the black person who's evil, when in reverse, in reality, it's really reverse. But aside from, and also, I'm not watching Traitors anymore until the next season. So the only way I'm going to find out who wins is, just getting on social media and seeing who wins. And it's not just me. There's thousands of people on Twitter X, on Instagram, on TikTok saying they're not watching the rest of this season. And neither am I. Candace was the last person, not just because she's black, because she's entertaining. She gives the looks. I mean, she's giving us the show. And y'all voted her home. Now we got the man. I have perfect pitch. I can hear anything. Swore he heard Tiffany, and that was not him. What's his name? Eric. Whatever. Anyway, now I want to talk a little bit about this new season of Love is Blind. You guys, I watch Love is Blind sometimes, and sometimes I don't. I decided to watch it this time. I'm already tuned out. First off, why is Asian Persuasion getting all the camera time? You know what? I have a bone to pick, and this is my show, so I can say what I want and do what I want. Why, when it comes, first off, why on Love is Blind, it's only like 3 black women and maybe like 3 black men? And it makes me think, is it that black people are not auditioning or trying out for these shows, so there is a lack of, diversity on the show? Or is it that these people try out and the producers are only picking a few black people? And then the few black people that are on these reality shows, they barely get any camera time. This whole season has been about Asian Persuasion. We get a few words from the black girl. We barely get a few words from the white girl. Now, I could be wrong because I'm only on episode 3. So maybe, we're going to get a little bit more out of the other couples. But I know in the first 1-2 episodes, we literally only got that. I don't know her name, so I'm calling her Asian Persuasion. I hope that's not offensive. I don't think it's offensive. Asian Persuasion? The Asian girl. She Asian. The lady who was adopted. Also, there is a new Real Housewives addition to the franchise. I'm a Real Housewives stan, but I will say, once again, we real black this episode. The the city is Rhode Island, an all-white cast. I don't know how to say this without it sounding biased, but can we get another black show on Bravo? They gave us Summer House, Martha's Vineyard edition, and then for some reason, the show has been canceled or it's not coming back. We barely get black shows on Bravo, and now they've created an entire new Housewives, and it's another white cast. I think, are they thinking because we have Mary Cosby on Salt Lake City that's enough? That one speck of pepper in the salt? No! Why can't we get another all black ensemble cast show on reality TV on Bravo? Because they definitely get the views. And we can't say, well, it's a lack of viewership. That's definitely not the truth. I'm not going to give Miss Jenny from the block from Real Housewives of New York a lot of time. But we all know what happened after the Super Bowl. New York housewife Jenny made the comment about the Super Bowl. Where are the white people? Imagine how we feel living here, being here. Imagine how we feel. You're talking about, where are the white people? That's how we are on a day-to-day basis. For the most part, not all of us, but a lot of times we are. It's very few of us in certain spaces, in certain rooms. Oh, I know. You can't imagine how we feel because you lack empathy, because all you can see is white supremacy. You want white is right, white at the top. So the minute you feel an inkling of being the minority in a space, you clutching your pearls, you scrambling for your keys. I got to get out of here. I'm uncomfortable. And that's what's going on with America and this whole, just everything that's going on. They, y'all know what I mean when I say they are afraid that eventually it's going to be flipped. They will be the minority and other POC will become the majority, and they are scrambling. They're shook to the core. And like I heard this quote, they better be glad that all we want or wanted was equality and not revenge. Because the things that have been done to us, it's Black History Month. So yeah, you know what? I'm not apologizing for this episode being super black. Because I am super black. I recently was watching a video about just enslaved people and the boat, the transition to bringing us over here, the terrible things that took place on the boat alone before we even touched land. Like I said, they should be thanking the stars above that we only want equality and not revenge. I think we should try to get revenge, but hey, whatever. Videos and celebrities and influence and people of high power and influence, when they slip up and make comments like Jenny, when they slip up and make remarks like the guy from CEO from Campbell's Soup, they're just showing their slip. That's not a slip of the tongue. That's not the lady from HGTV saying the N-word. That's not a slip of the tongue. That's in your everyday vocabulary. You slipped up because you was stupid enough to record yourself, or somebody recorded you and outed you. But that's who you are. That's who y'all are deep down. People with common sense obviously know I'm not talking about the entire race of white people. But a lot of y'all got it in ya. Truly. Guys, I wanted to talk about something that's kind of sad to me. The downfall or the end of an era, which is daytime talk. Oh, y'all, I grew up always infatuated with media, talk shows, radio, magazines, newspapers was before my time, low key, but all those things made me want to major in what I majored in college. I got my degree in communications, integrated marketing, because I was just always infatuated with those sorts of things. When I was a teenager, I wanted to start my own magazine company. Still do, low key, right? I always wanted to be on TV. That's why I, created this show. And just to see the end of daytime talk show, as you guys have probably heard, Kelly Clarkson's show is not coming back. Sherry Shepherd's show ain't coming back. We've been lost Wendy Williams. I love Wendy. I hope she's okay. And I believe the Jennifer Hudson show is probably not going to last too much longer. Why is that? I think it's because people like me, who we have the freedom, the knowledge, the skill set. I mean, we can go to YouTube and learn anything, really. And just the free will to create our own talk shows. People like Funky Dineva, Kim Pyre, Carlos King, Armand Wiggins, all these. And then we have social media like the Shade Room, E-News, E.T., Neighborhood Talk. There are so many things. We don't have to necessarily sit down and watch daytime talk when it comes on at a certain time. We can type in our favorite creators and watch them anytime, anywhere. Call me, beat me, if you want to reach me. If you want to reach me, it's okay. So just to see that era ending is so crazy. But, that might be coming to an end. The View, honestly, y'all can say y'all goodbyes, baby. Y'all can say your byes. I do still like a panel show. I loved The Real Daytime Talk Show with Jeannie Mai, Adrienne Bailon, Tamar, Lonnie Love. I like that kind of show. I think they should do a rendition of that. And they don't even have to take it to mainstream TV. They could put it on YouTube. I think Keke Palmer should definitely be one of the co-hosts. I think Adrienne Bailon should be a co-host. Maybe we can add some men in there. And that would be something great. And we could skew, even if they did a talk show where it's a mix of generations. So it's not just like, the millennials and Gen X, Gen Z. It's, the older generation as well. Mix it in. I'm up here with it, right? But it's kind of sad to see the end of that. But hey, it gives people like me and, like I said, other creators an opportunity to go after their dreams, their skills, build their own platform while just doing it their way. We don't have to follow set rules. But, you know, I miss Wendy Williams. I hope that she's getting better. And I hope we might not see her on TV, but I hope one day she can give us like a YouTube show or something, girl. Where is my phone? Where is my phone? Where is my phone? My dog is just looking at me like my dog is looking at me like I done lost my mind. Okay, guys, before we get out of here, y'all, I was just doom scrolling this morning, and I saw this video on Instagram. Y'all know I'm an Aquarius, so I do care about humanity, okay, and the human race. Even though it seems like I only care about black people, they're just at the top of my list. They're the priority. But y'all, I saw this video by this lady, Glenda_Marie_, and there was a car accident on the highway. I'm gonna put the video here up on the screen.
I gotta go. Ooh, get the baby, get the baby, get the baby, get her out, get them out.
Okay, there's like a car accident on the highway. I don't know where they are at, some city, but the car flipped over. It was a lady in there with her child, looks like a baby or a toddler, and it made me emotional. Tears started rolling down my eyes because it just showed that there is still humanity left. There is still people who lead with their heart and not with the eyes of a skin color. The people who were in the accident were black. There were so many people coming to help this family out, get out of that car that was in a terrible accident. I mean, black people, it's literally people running up to the car to help, of all races, all backgrounds. It didn't matter. All they knew was, we have to help these people. It doesn't even matter what the race is. And I got chill bumps now just watching it, because that's what it should be like. It shouldn't matter what the color is. I know I talk a lot about race because we have racial problems here, okay? But at the end of the day, and when the day ends, if we all looked at each other from the inside out, we would be much better. Shout out to Martin Luther King, but I'm more of a Malcolm X approach, right? Anyways, guys, make sure y'all are subscribed to the Sophiejo Show. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at the Sophiejo. If you guys are enjoying these episodes, I'm just so excited about just me doing the show, trying to be as consistent as possible. And I'll see y'all in my next episode of the Sophiejo. Hey, the Sophiejo Show. Hey.